Hey y'all, we are Makers Market Tennessee. My name is R. Carney Littlefield. This is my beautiful wife, Ashley. So good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of Makers Market Tennessee, the podcast. Today we're going to cover things that are near and dear to my heart and near and dear to my beautiful wife's heart in very different but unique ways. SEO, websites, and an online digital presence that you own. That's something that is so important that we are dedicating this whole podcast to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, my wife is a social media manager. She has years of experience helping businesses, local and not so local, international even, getting out there with their different marketing campaigns, social media posts, messaging, and blogging, as well as planning different future events and different programs. So she has a lot of experience in social media and how to manage it. And we can both tell you that we personally feel that social media is just step one. It's one of the most important steps, but it's still just step one. So, things like free advertising in viral hashtags and viral trends, like the Ice Bucket Challenge, or even the dumb trends that I'm not even going to bring up because I don't want to encourage them. But businesses get involved in those and they get to be known for a different viral hashtag or a different trend that they pick up. And pretty soon you know that they are supported by their local community or being reshared or being copied or some manner of that. And the term is going viral. For those of you who don't know, it is going viral is the way that businesses can cash in on those different social media trends and opportunities. It also allows you to be in front of millions of users every day. And it's really something that allows people to do very little to no maintenance or setup and be online in minutes. Mm-hmm. I mean, all you need is an email address, a phone, and an internet connection, and you can pretty much take it from there, right? Yep. So tell us a little bit about how, as a social media manager, how you feel that's important for businesses.
So, as my sweet and amazing husband has said, and I'm no expert by any means. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm still learning and growing myself. But I would say when you do have a business, it is absolutely necessary to be on social media because, like you were saying, it's hard for people to find you. So it's absolutely free to be on these platforms unless you do decide that you want to do things like sponsored ads and things of that nature.
Or hire someone as talented as my beautiful wife.
He's so sweet. Thanks, honey. But so what I want to start off with is, let's start off with Facebook because Facebook was obviously there before Instagram was. But one of my things that I always like to make sure people are doing is they're actively in local groups. There's so many groups here, you guys, in the Murfreesboro area where, you can be advertising your business, and obviously every group has its own rules, and, there's only so many days that they allow you to do the marketing of your business, but that's definitely one of those. So be in those local groups, you guys, and it doesn't just have to be in Murfreesboro, I go all the way as far north as Gallatin, Nashville, south down to even Chattanooga. Like, we're not that far away from Chattanooga. Yeah. So things like that. And then moving to, I would say, Instagram. Gotta be on Instagram, you guys. Like, I've noticed so many businesses that probably have the bare minimum and they're just on Facebook. Get on Instagram, you guys, because I can't stress enough how easy it is to be on there. Yes, it does take maintenance, and for businesses that y'all are doing it internally and you're not even having to hire somebody, kudos to y'all. I know it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. So that is another point that I want to bring up is consistency.
And like I said, she is for hire as a social media manager. You can message her on our website at www makersmarkettn.com. You'll see her email and contact info there for guidance and advice on social media marketing.
Yeah, I'm happy to help you guys. So thank you for
One
that
of the
plug,
things,
honey.
yeah, of course, all the time, always. One of the things I think that's important to think about too is that as people are doing the bare minimum, there are different demographics on every single platform.
Yep.
I don't even get on Facebook anymore. I hate Facebook. No offense to anybody who loves it, but I can't stand Facebook. There's a dumpster fire of political nonsense, or there's a dumpster fire of different gender ideology. There's a dumpster fire of different personal opinion about local building codes. I mean, it never ends. But the point is, they're all dumpster fires, in my opinion. But that's a personal choice. He's not the
social media guy, but that's okay.
That's why she's the social media manager and not me. But that's the point. I'm not on Facebook. So how would you find me, or how would I find you if I was not on Facebook?
Yeah.
There's Instagram. There's Yelp. There is TikTok, and there's other outlying services like even Snapchat. Believe it or not, businesses do business on Snapchat.
Yep.
So there are opportunities out there for you to connect as a business in ways that don't cost you a whole lot of money, but a little bit of time.
Right. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you would say that if someone is going to sign up or do something like that, what are some of the things that you would say that they should make sure they do right off the bat?
Location. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been
contact info and location. Yes.
Yeah. Basic stuff, guys. Phone number, email. Make sure all of this stuff is current. There have been occasions where I've reached out to businesses through the email that they have listed on their Facebook profile, and I get a bounce back. So make sure these things are constantly updated. Your hours of operation, you know, how many times have we gone to a business and they're closed?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the
Google
bare
listing
bones.
will be conflicting to the Yelp listing, to the actual website, and then,
consistency.
Yeah.
And so my recommendation, I know it sounds silly, but I like having a list of these things literally written down or put it in your phone. Because that way, if you guys are closed on a holiday, you're like, oh yeah, I've got to go and update my Yelp listing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's super important. And that's a whole other conversation. Yelp is amazing. That's another amazing one I've not mentioned. But yeah, going back to Instagram. So I will say that videos, of course, always perform better than static graphics. Yes, you know, static graphics are great to pump out and they're great to do. And a video is not always, you know, necessary. So I would say more times than not, though, video always performs better than static graphics. Next one would, you know, be a clear bio, like we were just talking about. Make sure your location is on there too, you guys, because
in your bio, somewhere that you can see very clearly.
That's another thing that I'll come across a lot. Like, you know, we get a lot of businesses that follow us, and I'm like, okay, well, are you located here in Tennessee? Are you in Texas, California? Where are you at? So, and that still, to me, is important, even if you do have e-commerce online and you're shipping from your location. It's still important to know that.
Yeah, where you're shipping from,
right,
and how you're connected and where.
Again, bare bones, y'all. So next one is making sure that when appropriate, you're tagging other businesses.
Yeah.
We are all one big community, so it's important to tag those businesses. Make sure you do collaborated posts on Instagram, because the more that you are sharing, the more eyes you're getting on those posts.
Yeah.
So love that feature. So glad that Instagram brought it out. And post consistently. I know how much work it takes, you guys, but you know, your followers and your views and your engagement are going to drop off if you're not posting consistently. And I'm not saying every day. I know that that's a lot, but if you can post every day, we don't even post every day.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
You know, but I'm at least trying to, you know, filter through stories, and that gets posted to both Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So, if you can't do your social media internally, I am happy to help guide you. Feel free to hire me. I'm happy to help. So,
but it's important to stay consistent, like you said.
oh, absolutely, because we're competing with thousands of other accounts out there.
I can tell you, just as a quick aside, I can tell you as an artist, and for those millions of artists out there on Instagram who are not only fighting with each other but with AI now, I can tell you
whole
that
other podcast right there too.
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast. But as an artist, I quit selling my art. I quit paying monthly dues to different websites like Etsy and Shopify because it's up to me to be marketing myself and selling and selling and selling. And unless I was going to craft fairs every weekend, unless I was going to art shows every day, you're not getting the content in front of the people's eyes.
Yeah.
So you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to hire an agent if you don't do it yourself. And as an artist, I just wasn't able to do that at the time. You know, and now my life has changed and things are different now. But the point is that yes, if I had hired an agent or if I had been able to be consistent with my posting, I think I would have a much higher success rate than I had. And you're so right. You're so right that is a big part of what makes the business visible on people's social media. Because you guys have to remember, when you go online, it's not just your page they're going to see. They're going to get 50 other pages on their feed as it refreshes every minute.
Yep.
And if they open the app after a phone call, after 5 minutes, it's going to look completely different than where they were 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
So, recognize that even in the same day, it's going to be almost impossible to connect with people in the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. So one last thing I do also want to mention, community management. Oh, I cannot stress this one enough, y'all. If somebody reaches out, more than likely a customer, and has a product question, a business question, guys, y'all gotta stay on top of those messages. Stay on top of the comments, stay on top of the mentions and things like that if they're mentioning you in another post. Again, I know that this is a lot, but community management is also something that is pertinent to being a successful business because people want to be heard.
Yeah. I mean, it is customer service if you think about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, communities are the interested customers that want to hire you. So as difficult as it might be to be answering all those questions, it's up to us as the customer's contact to let them know what their concerns are and address those concerns so that they can become a buyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Not every customer is going to be a buyer, but if you help them, if you explain things to them, and if you are patient with them, you can convert that person from an interested party to a complete buyer. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes that effort.
It does. And I mean, we're in the digital age, so with the experience that I've had in working for other companies, I feel like people are more inclined to reach out to a business through social media instead of calling them. Like, I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all. Like, yes, some of y'all still have landlines, no shade on y'all for that. But I'm just trying to stress that community management and making sure your customers are heard is super important. And then lastly, totally unrelated to social media, guys, join those networking groups. We have a lot of great ones in the Murfreesboro area, one of which I just joined, which is the Borough Breakfast Club. Y'all are amazing. See you this week. But, it's just one of those necessity things. Like, again, getting your name out there.
Social isn't just social media. It is networking and being social in real life. Because the thing that you said before I wanted to point out was that businesses should hire other businesses or should collaborate with other businesses.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
If you are, and this is a whole other podcast with tradecraft, like being a craftsman or a carpenter. If you're a carpenter, you probably aren't going to be an electrician. Just like if you're an electrician, you probably aren't going to be a plumber. The same is true of crafts in crafting and in being a maker of certain crafts.
Mm-hmm.
A soap maker is not necessarily going to do anything in food service.
Yeah.
A baker isn't necessarily going to make candles. So there's ways that people can engage each other and offer each
Absolutely.
other services
Yep.
by shouting each other out on social media and in those networking groups. So
Yep.
great advice on that. Great,
Yeah.
great tip on that, sweetheart.
Thank you, honey. So to segue into our next section, I have to give a shout out to you because you're so incredibly talented when it comes to the SEO of our Makers Market Tennessee website. And that's a whole other thing.
And
so
the
we're
website
gonna,
itself.
and the website itself. So we're gonna dive into that. So honey, you take it over because you are definitely the expert here.
Well, thank you.
Not me.
So one of the things that we want to make sure we talk about for websites is that it is your own property. So unlike something like Instagram or Facebook or Yelp or Google, they own those services. They can shut them off whenever they want. They can change them whenever they want. They can change the algorithm whenever they want. I know all of you who post on Instagram, I know you know very, very well the algorithm can change at a moment's notice, and it can make posting very frustrating. So a website is always going to be step two. It's always going to be a great next level for every business that needs to take their business that one step further.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just focusing on social media, you can focus on a property that is your own property that you can run with your decisions. So it doesn't have to be something that you do based on someone else's desire, like an algorithm, or someone else's limitations, like being censored on Facebook. It's your own property. So think of it as your own home address online, as if you had your own home on the internet.
It's like a digital business card.
Digital business card. Yeah, great way to put it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's your message, crisp and clear. You don't have to worry about possible ads for other competitors popping up next to your messaging. You don't have to worry about someone's social media post where they say something conflicting or giving you a bad review. You can make sure that you monitor what people are saying about your business. If it's something that a competitor is posting and saying the wrong things about you or spreading lies, all of those things on social media are problems that small business owners deal with all the time. So having your own website protects you from those possible loopholes, and it legitimizes your website, legitimizes your business, rather. It legitimizes you as a business, and like my wife said, it's a digital business card. It shows that you are a real business out in the world doing business that you want to offer other people. It allows customers and potential customers to see that you are doing business in a local area, just like Ashley had said, making sure that your location is posted on your information on your socials, making sure your address is clear, your contact information is clear, your email address is clear, and that way people can see and want to do business with you.
Hours of operation.
Yeah, hours of operation, services you provide, pricing if possible. I can't tell you how many websites I go to that don't have pricing, and I end up moving on because it doesn't give me the information that I need.
Yeah.
And to your point, actually messaging or texting or sending a contact form as opposed to calling, because calling is a fully committed thing you have to do. I can't do other things while I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
I can text and move on to the next thing and wait for the text response. It's a very different type of messaging service.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad that you brought up the contact forms. Like, that to me is just as important as checking those direct messages on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Because again, if a customer or potential client has a question or a concern, and you're not checking those contact forms coming through on your website, we're in trouble.
Yeah. So that's what I would say is an important step in having and owning a website, is making sure that it's your own message, that you can stay on brand and stay on message, and it's not getting muddled by 10,000 other people posting social media posts right after your own post. It's also important that it's something that gives you a direct contact to your customers. Mm-hmm. So direct contact to your customers. So rather than you having wait on Facebook to post it for you or accept it if it has, someone else's music on your video, or you're sharing a link or something. You can post directly on your website without worrying about anything besides what time you want to post. So it's your personality, it's your property, and it allows you to set the tone of your own message without a middleman or without the designs that are set there by another app like Instagram.
Yeah. And you can really showcase your branding with, hopefully a beautiful, eye-catching logo and cohesive colors.
Fonts that match. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, that's super important too. So, yeah.
And that's only the beginning too, because we've only covered social media and social, step 1. Step 2, which is even having a website, like Ashley said, having a digital business card. And finally, the most important part that I would say is how people are going to find your business online. Yep. We have so many opportunities to reach out to people on our YouTube channel. And even with this YouTube channel, we get, a couple of hundred views here and there out of thousands of people that live here in Murfreesboro. Yeah. And this is one YouTube channel of millions. So to keep it in perspective, y'all, owning a website doesn't really do much if you're not showcasing how that website can be found online. And that's where SEO comes in, search engine optimization.
Yep.
You as a business owner have to train the internet to how to find you. You as the business owner have to show others where you live online. Again, if you have a home address, if you have an address on a street, Google Maps is going to be able to show people how to get to that address, but you still need to have that physical address in order for people to find you. The same is true of being online. You have that website address, you have that website, you've set up your services, you've done everything you can, and yet you don't get anybody coming to your website. Why? And that's because it's one website in a sea of billions. Yeah. Billions of websites, y'all. Yep. And I can promise you that it's not just a United States website, it's all across the world, international. Yeah. You are competing with the entire world. Yep. So search engine optimization is something that is not cheap, it's not easy, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will give you the satisfaction of knowing that your own website is being found by your customers in ways that you expect. And potential new clients, new customers that may not even be local, but that find you or see you from across the world. It's an important thing to consider that the message and how you put it out into the world greatly depends on how people respond to you. So think about it as massaging the message how people shop or how people search, not the other way around. You need to be found by them. They don't need to find you. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know you exist. They don't know your services. How are they going to know that they want your services? Yeah. It's going to be up to you to let them know that you exist.
Right. Yeah. And that's where you come in at.
Yeah.
Because you're so amazing at SEO.
Well, thank you. Yeah, one of the things that you can find for yourself is if you search, don't even punch in our website, but if you just search on Google Makers Market or Makers Market Tennessee, we will be on the first page. And that's something that I'm very proud to say is thanks to both of our work in social media and the websites. So y'all, this has been a podcast about SEO, websites, and social media and how important all three of them are to making sure that you as a small business owner are leveraging all this technology in ways that allow you to really get in front of your customers. If you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to drop comments, post any concerns you have, or find us online, message us. You can find us at www.makersmarkettn.com. That's www.makersmarkettn for Tennessee.com. Again, my name is Carney Littlefield, and this is my beautiful wife, Ashley. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.